Welcome back to the Raven Golf Club here at the Destin Golf and Beach Resort near Miramar Beach, Florida, as we continue our coverage of the Sun Belt Conference Men's Golf Championships. We have our first groups that are making their way toward their finishing holes. Some groups will be finishing at number 9. Some groups will be finishing at number 18 as they started with split tees this morning. This is the second day of 3 days of stroke play competition. After tomorrow's third day of stroke play, we will determine the top 4 teams that will advance to the final day of match play. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 in the semifinals Wednesday morning, and the 2 winners there will play in the championship match Wednesday afternoon. We'll also determine the individual champion in tomorrow's third round of stroke play, but right now we're getting toward the end of the second round of our stroke play competition, and you see our standings going into today's second round. Coastal Carolina had the lead, and they are still in the lead. But the big surprise so far, Georgia Southern's jumped all the way up from 5th to 2nd place right now. Surprising UL Monroe up in number 3 spot position team-wise, followed by South Alabama, Troy, UT Arlington, Texas State, Appalachian State, Louisiana, Georgia State, Arkansas State, and Little Rock. That the team standings as we stand right now is most as up to date as we can possibly get it. Of course, you can keep up your own live stats on golfstat.com and through a link through the Sun Belt Conference site. Waiting for the teams to arrive at both 9 and 18. Of course, the teams that start there, you get a beautiful shot of the 18th hole today. This will be teams, of course, that started out off the number 1 tee. That 7:30 pairing time, just about to make their way here to 18. They are, in fact, on the 17th green right now. They'll be over here in just a couple of moments. You see the landing area as we'll have action going on at all 4 of these spots very quickly. You see the number 9 tee and green at the top of your screen, and actually that's number 18 at the top of your screen, and that's number 9 at the bottom of your screen. As the teams are making their way to both of these locations. Number 9 green, the pin is in a precarious situation today, and I want to talk about number 9 because it played as the most difficult hole on the golf course by a huge margin yesterday. Par 4, 460 yards, a par 4 played at a 5.15 mark, so playing more than a shot over par. Now 18 was a little bit easier. It played as the 14th toughest hole on the course, only played at 0.17 over par, averaged at 4.17. So a big difference in finishing holes here. The 9th, a lot tougher finishing hole, especially today on the 9th. Pin's way at the back left. It really brings the water into play for all of these players on 9. But right now we're on 18, and you see how it played yesterday. Not too difficult, 4.17 stroke average. It was a very accessible pin yesterday. Today the pin's at the back right, and what that does is that will bring the trees on the right side of the green more into play. There's a little grove of trees that's just off the front right edge here at 18, and that's going to bring that very much into play. Just about set here on number 18. Our first group through, Logan Davis of Texas State will be the first to hit here off 18. Davis, a redshirt junior from Humble, Texas. Last score report we had, he was 2 under par through 12 holes. In fact, he doesn't have a bogey on his card through 12, and he birdied 4 and 5. Players will attack this hole different ways, but all of them will try to cut off more of the water. The more water you can cut off on the dogleg right, the shorter your second shot into the pin. But you always take a chance if you try to cut off a little bit too much and you bring the water into play. That one lone tree that's right about the middle of your screen right now, that's probably a pretty good target location. Players will try to go out just to the left of that. Some take a chance, maybe go even to the right of that location. Ike Alexander of Troy, he'll be next to hit. Ike was 2 over through 12 holes. He birdied 1 and 3, but went 4 over through a space of 4 holes just around the turn. Looks like he's got his off a little bit farther left than Davis did. Third member of this group, Archer Price of Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern has moved its way up to second place in the team race. A lot of it because of Price. He opened up with a 79 yesterday. Really struggled in that first round at 8 under. Today he is 3 under par through 12 holes and doesn't have a bogey on his card either. He birdied the second, the third, and the 12th. Came in third on the team in scoring average at 72.20, making his 4th appearance in the Sun Belt Men's Championships. As Archer Price has his tee shot in play, and here's a good look at the 18th. You see that water that players will try to carry as much as they possibly can on the right side. There's a lot of bunkers and a lot of trouble up around the green also. Today it comes more into play with the pin over on the right side. You'll get more of that trouble on the right side of this one. Pin is in the back right. You see those trees just to the right of the green, that little grove of trees with the pine straw around them. Now the pin's going to be tucked way on the right side, so those trees will definitely come into play today, especially if players are off to the right with their drives. And there's a picture from down behind the 18th green that shows how the players will approach it, and the pin's way here in the back, and you see that tree on the left side of your screen. That will come into play, especially if players just barely carry the water on that side. We'll go to the 10th hole, and our first group coming through here at number 9. And this is Aaron Ramos of Little Rock. Ramos 5 over for the day after he shot 81 yesterday. And 4 bogeys in his first 6 holes, but since his play just 1 over par through there, and that's scoring through 12 as he hits his tee shot on the 9th. Cole Kendrick will be next to hit for Louisiana. And he's another big improvement from yesterday. He opened up with an 80, 9 over par. He is 4 under for the day. He birdied right off the start 10, 11, 13, and 14. So he was 4 under through 5 holes. Since then, he's played even par through the 12 that we have so far. So through his first 12 holes, 5 birdies and 1 bogey. 4 under through the day through 12. Hopefully we'll get an update on that as we go along, as we go over to the 18th. And it'll be the second shot of Ike Alexander, and he is well over to the left, so he's got a long way on his approach shot here at 18. And you're looking back down the 18th fairway, and you see the players in a distance there on the left-hand side. That's the group that includes Logan Davis of Texas State, Ike Alexander of Troy, and Archer Price of Georgia Southern. And they are already in the fairway, and here you're looking down from behind the 18 green, and this is Ike Alexander. Again, pushed his drive out to the left. And it is a long carry from there to the flagstick. Might have also been in the bunker over there as this shot's going to come up. It's going to come up well short. And now that tree is definitely going to come into play from there, and Alexander will have that for his 3rd shot as we go back to the tee at number 10. And this is number 9, and this is Joel Wyndon of Arkansas State with his tee ball. Joel is 1 over par today through his first 12 holes, 1 birdie, 2 bogeys. And our first group's on its way down to their finishing hole here at number 9. Back over to the first, and the approach shot for Archer Price of Georgia Southern, and he finds the putting surface, rolls to the back, but still handy on this back right tee over or back right pin location. And back behind a tree, almost stymieing himself, is Logan Davis of Texas State. Looks like he will have a pathway to the green from there. Bringing it out to his left of that little tree grove. He's got the distance. This could be a pretty good shot. Is he going to bends around behind the trees, and he'll be looking to get up and down from there for his par. A look back down the 9 fairway as our final group comes walking up. Cole Kendrick of Louisiana, as we said, 4 under par on his round today after shooting 9 over yesterday. Joel Wyndon of Arkansas State shot 84 yesterday, also has made a big improvement. He is only 3 over for the day. And Aaron Ramos, who shot 81 yesterday, he is 5 over for the day. Back looking down the 18th fairway. It's our first group finishing up here at 18, making their way up. Conditions are much better for these guys finishing up their round today than they were yesterday. Yesterday, over about the last 2 hours of play, it was just miserable with a consistent rain. The wind was blowing. Today, you've got you could call this a nice breeze, but it's sun's out. It's turned into a beautiful day at the Raven Club. Alexander was well back in that bunker on the left side of the fairway, so now he's hitting his 3rd shot from here as we go down to 9. And Cole Kendrick looking for his ball. He might have been in the hazard area, so have to see what happens there as Ike Alexander gets set to hit. Alexander's 3rd shot on the par 4 18th, and this is going well left and right to the back, right on the green collar, and he'll have that left for par. On the 18th tee, our second group of the day, Logan Lockwood of Texas State just hit his tee shot, top left of your screen, and Mac Murphy of Troy will be the next up to hit. Murphy shot 76 yesterday, 1 over par through his first 12 today. Birdied the 2nd and bogeyed the 3rd and the 11th. And the 3rd group up, or the 3rd player out of this group to hit here at 18, Jacob Beyer of Georgia Southern. Is over on the side of the 18th green. That'll be Logan Davis on the top right of your screen from Texas State. We'll go to the 18th, and Davis with his 3rd shot as he bent his 2nd around the little group of trees there and chipping up for his 3rd. It's going to roll pretty well past. They're going to start taking advantage of that slope, and he's left himself about 8 feet for par here on his final hole. So Logan Davis trying to finish up this one as we go back to the 9th. Joel Wyndon of Arkansas State with his 2nd shot in here to this number 9 green. And you see Aaron Ramos working his way up 9, and Wyndon didn't like that shot very much. As quickly we'll go back to 18T. Jacob Beyer of Georgia Southern with his tee shot here on the par 4 18th, playing in the 2nd group of the day to finish up here at 18. And they will make their way down as they're right behind their lead group that's already down on the tee at 18, and you're rather on the green at 18, and you see them top right corner of your screen. This will be Ike Alexander with a long birdie putt from the back edge at 18. Below him, number 9, Cole Kendrick of Louisiana, trying to find a way to the green with the hazard over there. And in the middle of the fairway, hitting his second shot, is Aaron Ramos. And you see it coming in toward the 9 green as the long putt from Ike Alexander comes up short. He'll have a little bit of a tap in left for his par at 18. Go out to the 9th. Whether it's the bottom right of your 9th, and that's Cole Kendrick, who's still trying to figure out a hazard. Don't know if he took a drop from there or if he found the water on 9. On the green at 18, this is Archer Price with his long birdie putt, and this one's going to roll just a little bit past. Good lag on that one. He'll have only about a foot and a half left for par at 18 on the final hole. And now Cole Kendrick right below him, shooting from just behind the 9 green with his second shot at this green, playing it out to the left, playing it safe there, and it's going to land just over the green, just off the fringe, and he'll have that. If he had to take a drop, he'll have that left for par. On the 18 green, top right of your screen, Logan Davis. This will be for his par. He was off the green on the right side in 2. Davis shot 79 in his first round. Lets his par putt slide by here. Talking about a big improvement. He was 2 under through 12 holes today. 3 birdies and no bogeys on his card through 15 now. Logan Davis was 3 under par, but he'll give a stroke back here at the 18th. Ike Alexander of Troy. That was for bogey here to finish up for Alexander. And Archer Price looking to finalize his par on the 18th as this group finishing up its play here in the second round. And Price has his closing par. He's 4 under par through his first 15 holes. No bogeys on his round through 15, so finishing up a very solid round for Price. And we'll go back to the 9 tee. And our second group of the day here on number 9 to finish up. Second group finishing up on number 9, Matthew Cole of Arkansas State. 1 under par through 14 today. He eagled at the 11th. Also has 3 birdies and 4 bogeys on his card, so stands at 1 under. Scores much better today with the much better playing conditions than yesterday. And he's watching his all the way down. We'll go to next to the 9 green, and in some trouble over there. That's Joel Wyndon of Arkansas State having to chip out for his 3rd shot. And that's going to come up short, and he's still got some work to do, as Wyndon was well over the green with his 3rd. See Aaron Ramos, bottom right of your screen, getting set to hit his 3rd shot. It looks like he's having to drop out of the water, so a little bit of a struggle on number 9 for this grouping. Top of your screen on 18. That was Logan Lockwood that just hit his second shot. Mac Murphy of Troy in the middle of your screen. Jacob Beyer now on the middle of your screen as they work their way up to the 18th green. Below them on the 9th, Joel Wyndon, still well off the green, hitting his fourth shot on the par 4. Hit well over the green with his second and was unable to get to the putting surface with his third. And right in the middle of your shot on the lower right is Little Rock's Aaron Ramos. Ramos had to drop out of the water over there, so he's hitting his fourth here on the 9th. And has to chop that one up. Pretty good shot from there. He'll have that left for bogey. As at the top of your screen on the right, Logan Lockwood of Texas State. And I think this is his third shot. Got in some trouble, and his third shot into the green on the par 4. Had to punch out of the woods on the left side. As his third shot coming in, it'll catch the putting surface, roll back toward the back, but he'll have at least a run at his par to close out. Bottom of your screen, Wyndon with his fourth shot, and it's going to take off and roll well past, all the way to the collar and also all the way off, as it's going to roll into the fringe. And so Wyndon will have that for his fifth shot on the par 5. And right in front of us, this is Cole Kendrick of Louisiana. From the bunker at 18 on your top right of your screen, that's Jacob Beyer hitting his third shot. Cole Kendrick of Louisiana on the bottom of your screen with his chip up, and he'll have that left for bogey after getting in the hazard on the right side off the tee. And as Beyer's bunker shot goes well past the pin at 18, and he'll have that left for par. Action coming from both the 9th and the 18th as players are finishing on both sides here at the Raven. As we look down the bottom of your screen, on the 9th, this is Joel Wyndon, and this is his fifth shot here. Was well over in 2 and took 2 strokes to get to this point. So putting with a long putt for bogey, actually from off the green. That one's going to come up about 2 feet short, and so Joel Wyndon will finish up with a double bogey 6 if he's able to tap that in from about 2 feet away. Back to the 18th. Troy's Mac Murphy. With his long par putt. Bends it around, and it's going to drop into the left side of the hole. So Mac Murphy with a closing par here at 18, salvaging par. And he's happy at least for his par on the final hole. Back to 9, and Aaron Ramos of Little Rock. 4 over through 14 holes today. And he will twist his putt, and it's going to sit on the lip. And Ramos is going to take a double bogey 6 after being in the water. .218, Logan Lockwood. And this is his 4th shot after having to punch out. And his par putt rolls in the hole here at 18. So not what you could call a routine par, but he'll take it right now. As he and Murphy there exchanging handshakes after both of them made long par putts. And on the 9th green, that was Cole Kendrick finishing up for Louisiana, finishing up with a bogey here. And now Joe Wyndon will have this for a double bogey. The 9th played very difficult yesterday, starting out just as difficult today. We'll go back to the 9th. Jacob Beyer of Georgia Southern. This is for par. He was in the bunker on the right side with his 2nd shot. Freshman from Lawrenceville, Georgia. And knew it was off when he hit it, and he'll tap that in for bogey. 2 under par through his first 15 holes today, 4 birdies and a double bogey, and only his first bogey of the day, actually. So we'll go to the 9th, and Jack Tolson of Louisiana. Shot 79 yesterday. He is even par, though, today through his first 14 holes. In fact, he's got 4 birdies on his card, 1 bogey, but he took a triple bogey 6 at the par 3 16th. And that's put a hole in what was otherwise a solid round. Still even par through his first 15 holes today. On the right side of the fairway, Matthew Cole of Arkansas State. Opened with an 82 yesterday. Much better today. He's 1 under par, including an eagle on the par 5 11th. An eagle, 3 birdies and 4 bogeys so far today to leave him at 1 under through 15. Sophomore from Fayetteville, Arkansas, with his 2nd shot. The 3rd member of this group, Justin Warren from Little Rock. The junior from Picton, Australia. Came back from an 81 yesterday to open, and he is 2 over par today through his first 14 holes. He's got 1 birdie, 1 bogey, and double bogeyed his very first hole, if you remember that from earlier today in our early coverage, had a double bogey at the 10th. But since, he has played it in pretty much even par. After opening with an 81 yesterday. And Warren's shot is going to back up a little bit, but he'll still be in solid shape here for either a long birdie putt or a closing 2-putt par. And a par on number 9 has been very good over the first couple of days. Number 9 played over 5, over a stroke over par yesterday, as Jack Tolson of Louisiana put his 2nd shot apparently in the water, and he's going to have to drop here from behind the water, and so he'll be hitting his 4th from that location. You can see what number 9 did yesterday. And yes, it is a par 4. When you look at that stroke average, it's kind of hard to believe. 5.15 yesterday. There's only one birdie all day long. Just as many bogeys as there were pars, and even more double bogeys than there were pars or bogeys. That gives you an indication of how hard this hole played. Won't be quite as bad today with the conditions not nearly as bad. The wind was pretty much in everybody's face yesterday, along with the rain and the long distance of this hole, playing again at 460 yards. As Tolson will be hitting his third shot. And now he'll pull up and hold back, and thought he was checking for a moment on somebody else in his group, but he'll go ahead and hit his third, sophomore from hometown product from Lafayette. And this one's going to go long, and it's going to be well off the back edge. So Tolson will have that for par, his fourth shot here on the par 4. So we'll go back to the number 9 tee. Bjorn Gudnason just about to hit. You see number 9, long and pretty narrow. It's got a little bit of a dog leg, but you've got that water that goes all the way up and down the left side. And when you get down to the pin, you'll see how diabolical this is, because you see that the green jutting out like a peninsula. Well, also today, the pin is located way out to the left, so it is about as far out toward the water as you can get it here on number 9. So it is a tough hole, and add to that today a tough pin location. Hardest hole in the course, it says right there, and they're not kidding, as it played as, again, more than a stroke over par yesterday. And Matthew Cole is sort of getting a look at how tough this hole can be, as his second shot must have found the water on that side. Tough hole here at number 9, and I have to wait and see if he'll try to play it or if he'll take the drop. Don't know if it's close enough for him to be able to play. Jack Tolson of Louisiana, also in this group, already found the water once, and he's off the back of the green in 4. So now Cole, and he's got the shoes off, so he's going to try to get in and play it out of the hopefully very shallow part of the water for his third shot. You always have the option of playing it out of the hazard, or you can take the penalty drop. So he's pulling the wedge. His right on the right of your screen. Jack Tolson's just about to. Tolson may be going to hit first, and yeah, there's his shot coming up, and he's coming up actually short of the green again. So a tough hole for Jack Tolson here to finish up. So Matthew Cole now with his third shot. His right foot's definitely in the water. Looks like his left foot's up on the bank. This is one you don't practice an awful lot. And here you'll see why. You get everything dirty, and oh, he's left it on the bank, and I don't know if it rolled back in the water or not. He's got his hand out saying settle, but I don't know if it did or not. As now Jack Tolson will be hitting his fifth shot on the ninth. Found the water, had to drop, hit his third over the green, and just chucked the fourth shot. So now here's number 5, and that's going to roll up, and that's going to be nice and handy, but that is, unfortunately for Tolson, that's for double bogey. So 2 big holes are the ones that hurt the number 4 player for Louisiana, as he'll go up and tap that in for his double, and we'll wait and see what Matthew Cole does, and if his third shot stayed out of the water. Justin Warren of Little Rock. He at least has a putt here. And he'll move over for Matthew Cole, as this is Cole's fourth here at the par 4. He is on the embankment because you can see him down from behind the ball. So he's at least dry as he hits this one. And Cole's fourth shot. Pops it up on the fringe, lets it trickle down toward the hole, and he'll have just about 3 feet left for bogey here at the final hole. I think Jack Tolson will go ahead and tap in for his double bogey before Warren hits. And Warren still looking over a sizable birdie putt here at the 9th hole. Just was able to stay on the putting surface on the front left. Pin on the back left today, surrounded on a couple of sides by water, and we've already seen that come into play a couple of times just through the first 2 groups. So Warren with his long birdie putt and just slides it past the right lip, so he will tap that in for par and a finishing par. And now Cole trying to wrap up a birdie out of the, played out of the water here at the edge of number 9. And gets that one to go. And our second group of the day finishing up here at the 9th. As we get a look back down the number 9 fairway as we await our third groups of the day to make their way to 9. The groups includes Bjorn Gudjonsen of Louisiana, Jacob Barres of Arkansas State, and Daniel Durasek of Little Rock, playing in the number 3 position for their teams. And I think they've already hit their tee balls, so this is Gudjonsen in the middle of the fairway for Louisiana, setting up for his approach shot here. The approach shot is so crucial here at number 9. Really on this hole, every shot is crucial because if you don't get a decent tee shot, you really can't go for this green. And Gudjonsen taking aim at this green, he's going to be long right back here next to our camera location. So he's at least handy for his third shot. And we've had some that have been offline and not so handy already today. Daniel Durasek of Little Rock in the middle of the fairway. Jacob Barres of Arkansas State is over on the left of your green, of your screen, and it looks like that Barres, or looks like Durasek, will be first to hit as we'll go back to the 18th. And this is our third group of the day here. This is Connor Futrell of Troy. Shot 76 in his opening round. One under par, though, today through 15 holes. He's got 4 birdies on his card. Daniel Durasek of Little Rock getting set to hit his second here at the 9th. Durasek 3 over for the day after an 80 yesterday. 4 bogeys and 1 birdie And his second shot is behind the green on the left side, but that is safe back there. And it actually, you're good spot to try to get up and down from, although not a lot of green to work with. On the tee at 18, Lucas Alacolpi of Georgia Southern. One of two left-handers on the Georgia Southern team. He's 2 over par for the day, 2 birdies, 2 bogeys, and 1 double on his card. Double bogeyed the 9th, where a lot of players are going to double bogey. We're already seeing the struggles that teams on the 9th are having right now. So Acapulco with his tee shot. This is Inigo Benarin of Texas State, the sophomore from San Sebastian, Spain. Benarin 5 over for the day. He's got 3 double bogeys in his last 7 holes. Just a moment ago, this was Jacob Barres of Arkansas State. And it's going to land right on the back corner and trickle back down a little bit more on the putting surface. And Jacob Barres of Arkansas State will have that for birdie. And birdies have been hard to come by on the 9th hole, both yesterday and today. And it looks like Alacolpi's having to tee up and hit another ball. I believe he just hit his tee ball just a minute ago. So Alacolpi with having to hit a second tee shot, so he'll be sitting 3 down in the fairway here at the 18th. Go back to the number 9 hole, and this was just a few moments ago. Bjorn Gudjonsson rolling this one up. Rolling it, just letting it slide past the pin as he just about holed out his chip shot for a birdie, and he'll have that left for par. And we'll go live tonight in that same group, Daniel Durasic of Little Rock. And this is his 3rd shot. He was well behind the green, but safe back there, and it's actually the pin being in the back. It's not very far. That this chip shot's going to roll pretty well past, and Daniel's probably not going to be happy with that one, as it's going to continue to roll down the hill, and he's going to have that lengthy putt coming back for par. Jacob Barres, Arkansas State, also has a lengthy putt, except this one's for birdie right here in front of you. As his second shot approach landed there and trickled back onto the putting surface. Our 4th group hitting the tee shots here on number 9, Peter Hennett of Louisiana, freshman from Winston-Salem, as we go back to the green, and Jacob Barres' birdie putt's going to stay out to the left a good bit. He'll have about 3 feet left for par, as Peter Hennett hitting his tee shot here on the 9th. And instantly you could tell he didn't like that one. Back to the green here at 9, and Daniel Durasic looking over his long par putt. He was behind the green, and his chip shot went well past, went back all the way almost to the front of the green. On the 9 tee, this is Gianluca Stern of Arkansas State. .78 yesterday, but just 1 over par today. Oh, sorry, that's not Lucas Stern. Thought he was ready to hit. This is Logan Pate of Little Rock. Logan was 5 over for the day. On the green, his teammate Daniel Durasic with a long par putt. Logan Pate back on the tee. 5 bogeys on his card, making him 5 over for the day. And this one rolls in. Durasic with the long par putt save here at the 9th. So nicely done by Durasic for a closing par. And he winds up, it was 3 over through 14 holes, so he's going to wind up close to that. 1 birdie on his card as Gudgeson, you just saw his approach shot, and he'll roll in this par putt. Nice par save here, and trying to do the same thing now is Jacob Barres. So looks like 3 pars out of this group, and that's been a rare thing here at the 9th hole. Now we'll go back to the 9th tee, and now Zan Lucas Stern. I tried to put him up there earlier from Arkansas State. Stern's 1 over for the day after a 78 yesterday. He had 2 birdies on the backside, his first 9 holes today. Since then, he was 2 over through the first 5 on the front, which are his final 9, and likes where his tee shot is as this group will head down toward the 9 green. You see in the top right of your screen on the 18th, and we've got a maybe a ball search going on as that is Inigo Benarin of Texas State in the middle of your screen, and he's got, if that's where his ball is, he's got some real estate to cover. First, I think it's going to be Lucas Alaculpi from Georgia Southern, who already has had to hit a second drive here. I don't know if it was a provisional or if he actually found the water. Well, now it may be Benarin after all, as he's going to still asking for little advice, a little help, a little anything. I'm a long way from the pin here. I'll take all the help I can get. And still not sure what the issue is here. And I'm also not sure where Connor Futrell is from Troy, 3rd member of this group. And maybe Benarin is just taking his time and trying to decide his distance, as there's Futrell on the right side of the fairway. Benarin safely on the left, but he's a long way away. And it looks like he will be first to hit. Here a look back from the number 1 tee, or number 18 tee. It's Benarin's second shot. And how he got to that location, not really sure, because he was able to miss that bunker and still stay in play and not go out into the trees. So it could have been a lot worse from over there. Second shot here at 18 for the sophomore from Spain. And that's going to bring the trees in the middle of that little tree clump on the right side of the green. And he'll have an interesting up and down from there. Connor Futrell of Troy with his second shot. Connor's 1 under through his 15 holes, first 15 today. He's got 4 birdies and 3 bogeys on his card. He's birdied 3 of the par 4s and also the par 3 12th. After the freshman from Tallahassee had a 76 opening round yesterday. He's got a big improvement working on that one, and he'll add to that here as his second shot bends in, lands hole high, and he's only got about 6 or 7 feet left for a closing birdie. So a nice shot for Connor Futrell of Troy. Shot from the 18th tee. As you see these guys waiting, we're going to get another look at Futrell's shot. Oh, okay, this one's, well, maybe that wasn't Futrell. So Futrell with his shot coming in. I'm not sure whose ball that is on the green. We'll figure it out once they make their way up here. Connor Futrell with the second shot over in the bunker on the right side. The group on number 18 waiting to hit their tee shots now that this group is cleared and headed down toward the green. And that's Bennerin, who's in the trees on the right side with his second, about to hit his third shot from Texas State. And actually, I apologize, that was Alaculpi, Lucas Alaculpi of Georgia Southern with this nice shot coming in, bringing it in left to right and landing it up handy, and he will have that putt for birdie, as you saw on replay. Alaculpi, and then Futrell hit his second shot. Alaculpi 2 over par for the day. And Inigo Bennerin is going to get a close look all the way at this one and decide how he wants to play it. Not a lot of green to work with, as that pin is over here on the right side near him. While he's looking at it, on the 9th hole, this is Logan Pate with his second shot. And it's going to land right over here near our location. It's handy on the collar, and he'll have a good shot at an up and down here. Peter Hennett of Louisiana with his second shot. And it looks like he hit this one hot. Look at it fly across the green. Going to go way back here. And it's going to, did that roll under a golf cart? Whatever, they can move that, as Gianluca Stern of Arkansas State with his second shot in here, and he goes long. He's over the green. 9's a tough hole, and these guys are making it even tougher. Connor Futrell of Troy is in the bunker at the 18th. Futrell 1 under par for the day. You see how 18 played. Not that difficult yesterday. 4.17 stroke average with almost as many birdies as bogeys. Not nearly as bad as its companion finishing hole over at the 9th, which has been a real problem for these players now going on for 2 days. Futrell with 4 birdies and 3 bogeys on his card. He birdied the 12th and the 13th and has parred since there. This is a little bit of a tough shot, though. Downhill lie in the bunker. Nicely played out. It's going to keep rolling down this sloping and undulating green. He'll have that left for par here at the 18th. And you see our group that is on the green right now. 2 sophomores and a freshman playing in the number 3 positions for their teams today. 75, 76, and 77 across the board for them in yesterday's first round. All 3 of them with better rounds in the works today. And it will be interesting when we're done to see the comparison between yesterday and today's round. As back on the tee, this is Tanner Napier of Arkansas State. Got a very solid round going today. As Tristan Elston will stand in. Napier's 2 under par through his first 14 holes. On the 18th green, and a birdie putt for Alacolpi. Nice second shot in here to this location, trying to finish off with the birdie, but lets it slide by the right side. He'll have that left as a tap-in par. Action on the 9th tee is bottom left of your screen. Tristan Elston of Louisiana hitting his tee ball. Meanwhile, down around the 9th green, that's Peter Hennett, whose second shot went well over the green, and he's having to hit out of the pine trees, pine needles, and everything else back there behind the green. Also had to move a couple of golf carts so he can hit his 3rd shot here at number 9. So Hennett with his 3rd, and that may not get there. It's going to stay on the collar, and he'll be hitting his 4th at the par 4 from that location. Also off the back of the green, in the black shirt, Gianluca Stern of Arkansas State, and he'll be hitting his 3rd. The bottom right of your screen. Top right of your screen, that's Connor Futrell. Came out of the bunker at 18, and this is to save par here on the final hole, and runs it in. Lips it in on the left side of the cup, and a nice saving par at the end for Connor Futrell. Again at the top right, Inigo Benarin of Texas State was in the trees. He hit his 3rd to here and trying to save par at the 18th. And Benarin lets that one slide by, and still not home yet. He's got about 3 feet coming back for his bogey. But he's able to finish that one off, and now a short par putt for Alacolpi, who just missed his birdie opportunity just a moment ago. At the bottom of your screen, behind number 9, Gianluca Stern. He's going to hit this one well past here at the 9th, and it's going to roll all the way on down to the collar. It'll stay there, but Luca Stern will have that left for par, and 9 is an absolute adventure for our first groups to come through. As you see, our group that'll be heading to the tee box here. They're on the fairway at number 18. This is Calvin Ross of Texas State, Dean Martin of Troy, and Stephen Fisk of Georgia Southern. 74, 73, 72 as you go across with this group, and they're in the fairway at the 18th. And you're at the looking down the fairway here at 18. And that figure that's walking back up toward the tee box, and unfortunately for him, and that's Georgia Southern Stephen Fisk. And I don't know if he has a lost ball or if he found the water. Either way, he's having to come back and hit another tee ball here at the 18th. So tough break for Fisk, our defending individual champion. Fisk is having a tough day. He is 6 over par for the day, and he's got a triple and a couple of doubles on his card. That just shows the vagaries of golf. Here's a guy who almost shot 59 in the fall in a fall tournament in Hawaii. This is Logan Pate of Little Rock. Both of the other two guys in his group are well behind the green. Pate's got this one from off the green, and he's got a birdie run at it. That's going to come up well short, though, and he'll have some work left for par to finish up here at the 9th as we'll go back to the 18 tee. And Stephen Fisk will be hitting his third shot from here. And it's been a long day for the junior. First team All Sun Belt last year. Won the individual title in the conference tournament in a 4-man playoff. But today's been a struggle. 3 holes, double bogey or worse. And Fisk with his second tee shot here at the 18th. So he'll be lying 3 down there as we go to the 9th. Zanluca Stern with his long par putt. It's going to come up about 3 feet short. He was behind the green and let his chip get away from him. Rolled it all the way back to the front of the green, and he'll have that left for a bogey. And Logan Pate will have a par putt here after he had his long birdie putt come up well short from the right side of the green. Pate had 79 yesterday in the first round. 5 over through 14 holes today. 9 pars and 5 bogeys. Nothing any worse than that. But trying to finish up with a par here at the number 9 hole. His 18th hole of the day. Sophomore from Richmond, Texas, 74.57 stroke average as his par putt's going to burn the right lip. Looked at it as it went by, kept on going, and Logan Pate with a bogey here to finish up at the 9th. And now Zanluca Stern will try to do the same to finish off with a bogey. We'll go over to 18. This is Calvin Ross of Texas State. And we'll roll that one up and right at the flag, and he is handy for his birdie at 18. Their playing partner, Stephen Fisk of Georgia Southern, had to go back to the tee and re-tee a shot, so he's a little bit back behind back there, and I think they're letting the next group go ahead and hit their tee shots. I think this is Jake Story. And he's not a fan of that tee shot either. So the last couple of Georgia Southern players with a little bit of a struggle here at 18 off the tee. And the last group, yes, they did. They went on ahead and did hit their tee balls, and now we'll pick back up with Stephen Fisk as he'll come back out to his ball and get set up to hit his second shot after having to go back and hit a second tee shot. While he's pacing that off, we'll go back to number 9, Tristan Elston of Louisiana, with his, I suppose, his second shot from the middle of the fairway. If this is indeed his second, it's a pretty long pop on this long par 4. And his second is going to go right here on the edge of the green once again. Quickly back over to 18. Chip shot of Dean Martin. His third shot is going to come up about 4 feet short. He'll have that left for par. And now he and playing partner Calvin Ross will wait as Stephen Fisk gets set to hit his 4th shot on this hole. Had to go back and re-tee and hit his second tee ball to this location. So this is his 4th on the par 4. Starts it out a little bit right, still going right. Might have caught a little bit of that tree, and he's going to come in just under that. And Fisk will be trying to get up and down for double bogey here at the 18th. So a disappointing hole for the 2017 individual champion. We'll go to the 9th tee, and our first chance to see a group of schools on the final hole from UL Monroe, Appalachian State, and Georgia State. This is Chance Watson of App State, 2 over par for the day after really a struggling 88 yesterday when he was last in the field. Today a lot better. He's actually looking at an improvement by 16 strokes right now between yesterday and today. He's got 2 birdies and 4 bogeys on his current 2 over card. Josh Edgar of Georgia State on the tee. And up around the 9 green, this will be the 3rd shot for Tanner Napier of Arkansas State and Diego Lobo of Little Rock. Back on the 9 tee, bottom left of your screen, Josh Edgar about to hit his tee shot. Bottom right, Tanner Napier of Arkansas State with his 3rd shot in there, and he'll have that left for par. Nice approach. And on 18 at the top right of your screen, the birdie putt of Calvin Ross stays out to the left. He'll have that little bit left for par. At number 9, the 3rd shot at the bottom right of your screen of Diego Lobo. That's going to come up short. He'll have a lengthy par putt remaining as on the number 9 tee, Hogan Airy of UL Monroe. with his tee shot. Left side of the 18 green. Stephen Fisk hitting his 5th shot on the par 4. Had to go back and hit another tee ball. Nice spin on his 5th shot, but still going to roll about 4 or 5 feet past. On number 9, this is Tristan Elston of Louisiana. Hit his 2nd to this location, so this is a long one from off the green for birdie. And that one is going to stay well out to the left. And he's got major work left here for par. Dean Martin of Troy on the 18th green. 73 yesterday. He's 1 over today, even though he had a double bogey on the 11th hole. He's mixed in 3 birdies with 2 other bogeys. Trying to finish off for par here and is able to roll in the par putt at the 18th. Now this will be Stephen Fisk, and this is for a double bogey 6 after he had to hit a 2nd tee ball. Tiago Lobo of Little Rock. His 4th shot at the par 4 9th. 3 over par through 14 holes today, and his 4th is going to roll up just on the edge and stay out. So Lobo with a final closing bogey. He was only 1 over par on his final 9 holes, that being the front side, but he'll take a bogey here. Stephen Fisk of Georgia Southern tapping in his for double here at the 18th. And Calvin Ross of Texas State finishing off with par. Back to the 9th, and Tanner Napier of Arkansas State. Even par 71, had him 1 stroke out yesterday. Rolls in a nice saving par putt here at the 9th after being well short with his 2nd shot. Caleb Masters of Troy and Alvaro Carroll Estrems of Texas State, both in your picture. It'll be Masters to hit first on the 18 fairway. Masters even par today after shooting 2 over 73 yesterday. And he'll be just off the right back edge. That'll still be handy to the pin. Masters with 3 birdies, 3 bogeys today. This will be our next group coming up on the 9 tee. Actually, they're coming up on the 9 green. They've already hit their tee shots. First over to 18, and this is the second shot from Alvaro Carroll Estremes of Texas State. And now we'll go back over to the 9th, and this is Hogan Airy's second shot. Actually, his third shot here, and this is going to go, nope, it's second shot, and it's going to go well off to the right side. It's going to roll down onto the cart path, and Hogan Airy will have an adventure on his final hole. Chance Watson of Appalachian State. Two over par today after an 88 yesterday. We talked about his big improvement. He's going to improve his score by somewhere between 14 and 16 strokes over from his first round to the second round. Junior from Newland, North Carolina, with his second shot coming into the 9 green. And now it'll be Josh Edgar of Georgia State. Four over par through 14 holes, mostly because of a triple bogey 7 at the par 4 14th on the other side. Got a couple of bogeys here on his final 9. Sophomore from Gold Coast, Australia. Looks like he started it out to the left, and come in and hit right in the middle of the green, and he'll have a pretty decent run at birdie from that location. And our group that's on the green at 18, making their way to the green and on the green: Alvaro Carroll Estremes, Callum Masters, and Jake Story. 70, 73, and 71 today for this group, or yesterday for this group in the first round. There you see Callum Masters of Troy. Caught some of the trees on that side as quickly back out to the 9th. This is Max Herman of Georgia State. His tee shot on the 9th hole. Walter Brinker of Appalachian State will be next up. Walter's 5 over for the day after shooting 80 yesterday. Mostly pars except a triple bogey at the 18th when they came through. To 18, and the long putt of Alvaro Carroll Estremes. His long birdie putt's going to sail a little bit by. He'll have that left for par. Callum Masters still to putt, as is Jake Story of Georgia Southern. Masters from just off the green, and Story way back on the back left side. This is for his birdie here at 18. He had just cleared the water with his drive, but was able to hit his second shot here to the back left fringe. And he'll have that left for his par. And now Masters from the other side. Masters Curley in 11th place overall. His birdie putt's going to come up well short. Back at number 9. This was Hogan Airy's shot of UL Monroe. Chance Watson had to drop a ball here at the 9th hole as he found the water next to the green, and so he's hitting his 4th shot on the par 4. Jake Story of Georgia Southern trying to save par here at the 18th. Callum Masters will be doing the same here in just a moment. Just a moment ago, this was the putt of Alvaro Carroll Estrams, are tied for the individual lead coming into today's round, and he's able to roll that one in for the Bobcats. And now back live to Callum Masters. Estrams saving par there. He's 2 under for the day after shooting 1 under yesterday. And he's tied for the individual lead at 3 under par. And Masters with a saving par here at the 18th. This is Josh Edgar of Georgia State on the 9th. With a long birdie attempt. It's going to come up a little short. He'll have a couple of feet left for a closing par. Edgar's 4 over par for the day. On the 18th, our first look back at our current team leader, Coastal Carolina. That was States Fort, and Hogan Airy of ULM rolling in a birdie putt on the 9th. Oh, no, that was a par putt as he was well off the green on the right side. So saving par here at the 9th. And Josh Edgar will be cleaning up his par. Top left of your screen on the 18 tee, Jason Mendel of South Alabama. Mendel struggling a little bit today, 76 yesterday, 6 over today. He was actually 9 over par after 10 holes today. But then has birdied 3 on the backside. He birdied the 11th, birdied the 12th, and birdied the 15th to get back into reasonable range. currently still 6 over for the day, hitting his tee shot here at the 18th. And Jake Greenspoon of UT Arlington. Jake, 3 over for the day, even with a couple of doubles on his card. He's got 3 birdies. Greenspoon playing it pretty much down the center here at 18, not trying to cut off a lot of distance. And this is bad news for Jason Mendel as he's teeing it up again here at 18. So don't know if he caught the water or if he was out of bounds on the left. It's got to be way left to be out of bounds here, so he might have caught the water. And hitting what amounts to his 3rd shot and adding to his struggles for the day. On number 9, this is Max Herman having to hit from over at the penalty area. Don't know if he just hit there or if he had to drop out of there, and his shot is going to come back to the back of the green next to us. The middle of the fairway, Thibaut Santini of UL Monroe. Santini's 2nd shot is going to stay on the left-hand side of the green. That's this group, the number 4 players, 2nd group from this group of schools, ULM, Appalachian State, and Georgia State. And actually believe that Max Herman's ball is back here involved with our camera equipment back behind the 9 green. So we may have to switch somewhere else while we relocate for just a minute as soon as Max Herman makes his way up here. Herman's even par today. At least he was even through 14 holes. 3 birdies, 1 bogey, and 1 double bogey at the 18th. And we saw that double bogey just a little while ago. But he's come back and played even par on the back. Up to the 9th tee. Nathan Williams, Georgia State. He's already had a highlight today. He had a hole-in-one on the 12th hole earlier today. Hidden driver here on the 9th. That is his only subpar hole as you see him holding up the hole-in-one ball. Through 14 holes, he had 11 pars. He had the what amounts to an eagle on the par 3 12th when he holed out. Bogeyed the 5th and double bogeyed the 18th. Otherwise, all pars all day for Nathan. So he's standing at 1 over for the day. It's Candler Rice of Appalachian State. 5 over through his first 14 today. Nothing but pars on the front. Didn't like that tee shot an awful lot. Had 3 bogeys and a double on his front side the last 9 holes here at the Raven. And Guillaume Fananel of UL Monroe, the 3rd player in this group of number 3 players for their teams. Fananel had shot 78 yesterday. Today he is 1 under par. A solid round going. 4 birdies, one bogey, one double bogey. Not sure if he likes that one an awful lot, though, as he's motioning to the right. This is Jason Mendel of South Alabama. Already had to hit a second tee ball. And his third shot comes up wide to the right. States Fort of Coastal Carolina with his second shot in here to the 18th. These are the first groupings from these final three teams, the teams that were at the top of the leaderboard coming into today's play. Fort shot 80 in the first round. Much better today. In fact, he's 4 under through 15 holes. He's got 4 birdies and an eagle to go with 2 bogeys, but pushes his second shot here on the 18th well out to the right, and might be in some trouble here in his final hole. Jake Greenspoon of UT Arlington. Three over today after a 78 yesterday, and he's 3 over, and that includes a couple of double bogeys as his second shot comes in at number 9, just trickles off the edge, and he'll have that for an up and down par. Rolling in his par putt here is Max Herman of Georgia State. And now Thibaut Santini of ULM will be trying to do the same. Working their way up the 18 fairway, and gives us a chance to remind everyone this is the second of 3 days of medal play here in the stroke play part of the conference championships. Our third and final round of medal play, stroke play, is scheduled for tomorrow. It'll start at 7:30 here at the Raven. We'll also have all of the live broadcast of tomorrow's round also beginning at just about 7:30. And after tomorrow's round, we will determine first the individual champion, and then we will also determine the 4 teams that will be advancing to the match play portion, and that's scheduled for Wednesday with the semifinals in the morning and the championship finals in the afternoon. States Fort of Coastal Carolina trying to find a pathway through all the trees here as he is well out to the right and getting set to hit his third shot. While he's doing that, we'll head back to number 9. And over on the far right side, that might be Nathan Williams, who's in some trouble, or is that Nathan in the middle of the fairway? I see somebody walking back, and I think that's Guillaume Fananel of UL Monroe, who's going to have to go back and apparently hit another tee ball here at the 9th. So while that all happens, States Fort has gone up to take a look at the green from looking back at his shot from that angle. So he will look at it from a couple of different angles, and he'll be ready to hit. Nice round going for Fort after an 80 yesterday. If he can par here, he'll shoot 67 today. 4 birdies and an eagle on his card to go with 2 bogeys. And he is 4 under on the backside. So trying to salvage something here and finish off a very good round for the sophomore from Evans, Georgia. Pokes it through the trees, finds an opening. He's going to roll it up. It's probably about all he could do from that angle, and it's going to go well past the hole, and this will be his par putt coming back. So States Fort will have that left for par. Now Jason Mendel from off the green, or just on the edge of the green from the front. Mendel will be hitting his fourth shot here as he had to go back and hit another tee ball. He's actually birdied 3 of the last 5 he played after he stood at 9 over par through his first 10. That included a quadruple bogey at the par 3 6th and a double at the 9th. And we saw some of the highlights, or from his angle, the lowlights of both of those holes, but has played much better here on the backside, and he'll have that left for bogey here at the 18th. Jake Greenspoon of UTA just off the green with his second shot. Three birdies on his card as we'll quickly back to the 9th hole. And this is Nathan Williams in the middle of the fairway. Guillaume Fananel out of this group had to go back and hit another tee shot, and Williams is going to be front left. And it's a long up and down for his par here at the last hole. States Fort of Coastal Carolina had to chip through the trees to this point, and this will be his long par putt. These are the number 5 players from these 3 schools. Their teammates all behind them that'll be finishing up here at the 18th. States Fort, top right with his long par putt. As on the 18th tee, top left of your screen, that's Tanner Gore of UTA hitting his tee shot. Bottom left on the 9th. On the tee is Nick Budd of Georgia State. Bottom right in the fairway is Guillaume Fananel, and this is his 4th shot after he had to go back and hit another tee ball. Top right of your screen, long birdie attempt for Jake Greenspoon of UTA. That'll settle within a foot of the cup, and he'll tap that in for his closing par. Bottom left of your screen, Alex Burris of Appalachian State with his tee shots. Got that one going off to the left, and that can be not good if it goes too far to the left. Tap in for par by Greenspoon on the top right of your screen. Top left at 18, Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina. Daniel's even par for the day through 12. And just got, nope, still even par through 12, the most updated score we have for him. Next to the 9 green, bottom right, Candler Rice with his third shot. And he's handy to close with a par. Back up on 18, Jason Mendel with his bogey putt. That comes up short. He'll tap in for a 6 here and a double. Like Daniel Overus had to hit a second tee ball there on 18 for Coastal Carolina. Back to the 9th. Nathan Williams on the edge of the green with his long birdie putt from off the front edge and down toward the pin. Still going to come up well short. He'll have that left for his par. Guillaume Fananel of UL Monroe. This will be his 4th after he had to go back and hit a second one off the tee. Actually, this will be his 5th shot. Trying to save bogey here. Fananel with a solid round going, 1 under par through his first 14 holes. He had 4 birdies, 1 bogey, and a double bogey. This for a long saving bogey. It's going to come up a couple of feet short, and Fananel will take a double here on his final hole of the day. Nathan Williams. The junior from Gainesville, Georgia. Trying to save par here. And knew it was left when he hit it. He'll come up and tap in for bogey. Finishing up at 2 over par. But including the shot of the day here with his hole out for an ace on the par 3 12th. And that came early in our coverage today after he started on the 10th hole. And now Candler Rice rattles it around, drops it through as he saves a par here at the 9th. Our group that is in the fairway at number 18. 2 juniors and a sophomore. Overus with a 77, Carlson with a 75, Gore with a 76 yesterday, and all 3 have improved on their scorecards today. And that's them in the fairway. See the looking down the 18th fairway in the top right picture. On the tee box on the other two, as both of the tee boxes are waiting for the guys to hit in front of them. As we have action in the fairway at both 9 and 18. We'll look back down 18. That's Tanner Gore of UTA in the orange. Next to him in the stripes is Rasmus Carlson of South Alabama. And Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina in the black shirt, black hat. And Overus' second shot coming in. It's going to skip off the back edge. It's going to hold there, though. Alex Burris of Appalachian State just hit out of the drop zone over there, and Nick Budd of Georgia Southern, he misses this one to the left. Rasmus Carlson of South Alabama, his second shot here at the 18th. And it's going to catch the front edge of the green, trickle up, and he'll have a birdie putt. At the 9th, Max Catherine of UL Monroe, safely on the middle of the green. And a couple of them will have a run at a rare birdie here at number 9. Catherine 1 over par through 14 today, 3 birdies and 4 bogeys. Tanner Gore of UTA about to hit his second shot here on 18. You see how 18 played yesterday. Not too difficult, and probably not that much more difficult today, although the pin placement today will probably make it add a few strokes here and there for these players. Number 9 is the hole that played the most difficult on the course yesterday, well over a shot above par, and they won't be that far away from that today, as we've had maybe not as many big scores on number 9 as we had yesterday, but we've had quite a few. So Tanner Gore getting set to hit his second. His shot will come up short. He'll be right at the front edge of the green, but he will have a long birdie putt here on the closing hole. It will be really interesting to see how some of these holes played as compared to yesterday. A lot of holes are going to be playing a lot easier. Even number 9, it would be hard-pressed to be playing any tougher than it played yesterday as we go to number 9. And Alex Burris is on the front of the green, and he will be hitting his 4th from there after he was in the hazard area along with Nick Budd. Max Catherine on the green, and he's actually got a birdie putt. And number 9 has not given up a lot of birdies. Yesterday, only one. And so far today, also only one birdie. Nick Budd of Georgia State on the far right of your screen caught the water with his second shot up next to the green. And so this was his approach shot, spinning it toward the hole. And after the drop, he'll have that left to salvage bogey here. As off the back of the 18th green, rolling it just around the lip is Daniel Overus of Coastal Carolina. Almost holed out his chip for birdie. Alex Burris of Appalachian State, the long par roll. That's going to be handy, and it's going to stay out. Alex Burris about an inch away from rolling in what had to be about a 60, 65-foot putt for par. So he'll have that tap in left for his bogey. Max Catherine. This is for birdie for Max. Again, only one birdie here all day. As Nick Budd on the far side. Catherine's long birdie putt. Good speed on that one also. He'll have about 3 feet left for par. Nick Budd might be looking for his original ball. He might have said the other one might have been a provisional that he hit up here. If he can find the original, he can save himself a stroke. That's why he might have been over there on the water trying to look in to see if he could find, to see if that one, one, if he can find it, and two, if it's playable. Doesn't look like it is, as he's going to be up here to hit his, go for a bogey from that nice second shot he had, which was actually his fourth shot after the water ball. So Catherine saves his par here, finishes off with par at the ninth, and now Nick Budd, who had to drop back in the fairway and hit a fourth shot, hit it to right here, and he's got this left for what would be a scrambling bogey at the ninth. And bogey at the ninth is not a bad score in either of these first 2 days, but that one's not going to go in for him, and a disappointing finish for Nick Budd of Georgia State here at the ninth. So one more group to come through at 9 as we quickly go back over to 18. And this is Tanner Gore in the front of the green. And this will be his long birdie attempt. His second shot came up short. These are the number 4 players for these teams. 3 more groups behind them to finish up play here at the 18th. And Gore with the long birdie putt is going to stay, is going to hang out to the left about 3 or 4 feet. And he'll have still got a little real estate to cover for a par here, as Rasmus Carlsen's going to come up and look at his long birdie putt from the other side and back out to the fairway at 9. And our final grouping, Severin Soller of Georgia State, getting set to hit his second shot. And his is going to come up short. He'll have that he'll be facing. Soller 1 over par for the day through 14 holes. As back to 18, Rasmus Carlsen has this for birdie. Sophomore from Fiskars, Finland. A run at it, but it's going to hang out to the right, and he'll have that to tap in to finish off a solid round for Carlsen. 3 under par through 12 holes today. That's the only update we have for him. 4 birdies and 1 bogey through the first 12. Tanner Gore for par. Gore was also 1 under through 12. Check that, make that 1 over through 12. And that one's not going to make Tanner Gore very happy, as it completely missed the hole, broke out to the left, and now he'll be trying to salvage bogey. As on the 18th fairway, Tripp Summerlin, he was tied for the lead going into today's second round. His second shot's going to fly over the green and be back, leaving a little interesting pitch shot back up for his third shot. Summerlin 1 over for the day, 3 birdies, 2 bogeys, currently in 5th place in the individual race, and rolling in the bogey putt is Carlson. And now Gore will have this little bit left for his par. As will Overus, who almost ran his chip shot in the hole from way behind the green. And we'll take a look back out in the fairway. The number 3 players for these 3 schools playing right in the middle of the lineup. Morgan Deneen of Coastal Carolina had a solid round going earlier. We'll check and see what his status is. Brooks Rayburn of South Alabama, Nick Thornton of UTA. Deneen is now 5 under still through 12 holes. He's got 8 birdies on his card today. This is back at the 9th hole. And the long approach of Servan Soler, and a nicely done there from the other side of the green. He'll have that left for his par. And on the right side, this is Joe Garral of ULM. He was also one of the co-leaders after the first round and is 2 under today. He stands at 3 under for the tournament, 3 birdies and a bogey on his card today. He is tied for the individual lead with Alvaro Carroll Estrams of Texas State, and also Morgan Deneen. And we'll try to go over and pick up Deneen's second shot at 18 in just a moment, as Joe Garral has his third coming up here. He'll have a little work left for his par. On the 18 fairway, this is Nick Thornton of UTA. Right now, it looks like we have a 4-way tie for the individual lead. And we're late in the second round. It's going to be a fun round tomorrow to follow this individual race, as Thornton with his second shot on 18, 3 over for the day through 12 holes, even, or rather 1 under on the backside after he shot 39 on the front. 35-36 the par here at the Raven. As this group will head up, we mentioned Morgan Deneen. That's him in the black shirt on the left side of your screen. He's got 8 birdies on his card today, and can par in. That was through just 12 holes. Don't know what he's done since the 12th. Brooks Rayburn of South Alabama. Just a moment ago, this was the shot of Nick Thornton Oh, Morgan Deneen, rather. The shot of Morgan Deneen, so he's just off the green in 2 and can try to par in for what is going to be an outstanding round as we go back live. And Brooks Rayburn of South Alabama right up next to the tree. Get another look at where Rayburn's ball failed. And now Deneen with his approach shot here at the 18th. Rolls this one just past. It's going to be about 8 feet left for par for the junior from Andalusia, Alabama.
I have a double in there too. Yeah. I will.
Nick Thornton of UTA in the orange. Morgan Deneen of Coastal Carolina in the black. Just updated Morgan Deneen's score through 15 holes, and he's added yet another birdie. He has 10 birdies on his card today. Only 3 pars, 1 bogey, and 1 double bogey. We saw him double bogey the 9th hole earlier, but what a round he's got going. He is 7 under par for the day through 15, depending on what he did at 16 and 17. If he parred 16 and 17 and gets a par here, he will shoot 64 for the day, and that's with a double bogey. 10 birdies. Deneen shot 73 yesterday. Was tied for 13th coming into today. Right now he is tied for the individual lead. Actually, he's going to be even better than that. He's probably our individual leader since they just updated the scoreboard. He is our individual leader at 5 under par for the tournament. Let's go back to number 9, and a saving par putt for Severin Soller, who was a long way away in 2, makes his par here to close out play here at the 9th. Back to the 18th. Nick Thornton of UTA. With his long birdie attempt, going to come up about 2 feet short. He'll have that for par. Go back to action just happened over at the 9th hole. Trip Summerlin finishing up. Someone still in the fight for the individual lead and saves par here at the 9th hole. So Summerlin tied for 4th right now, 2 under par. Back live at 18, and this is Morgan Deneen, our individual leader. His putt comes up a little short. He'll have about 3 to 4 feet left for a par here at the 18th. What a round he's got going, though. 10 birdies. Seven under for the day, 5 under for the tournament. This is Brooks Rayburn of South Alabama. Struggling today, 7 over par. And that putt short, had it in just had it in the heart of it and just didn't hit it enough. Rayburn with a couple of double bogeys today, also 3 bogeys, and finishes up with a bogey here at 18, and he's not happy with the way he's played today, especially after shooting a solid 74 yesterday. He's going to finish up 8 over today, and this is Morgan Deneen trying to save par at the 18th. He rolls that one in for one of the better rounds that's ever been played in Sun Belt Conference tournament history. Just think how good it could have been if he not had that double bogey on the 9th hole. But he finishes up with at least 10 birdies, and we don't know how he did on 16 or 17, so might have picked up another stroke even there. As we've got 2 more groups to finish up play here at the 18th. This is our last group. They'll be coming to the tee I think our middle group is on the fairway here at the 9th. And that's this group there: Thad O'Beckney of Coastal Carolina, Peter Stalbo of South Alabama, and Aaron Guanlau of UTA. This is the next to last group. That'll be, and they are in the fairway here at the 18th. And then our final group will be coming to the tee. In fact, they're making their way to the tee at 18 right now.
No, I was just wondering, of those 10 birdies, were any of those on holes we got them on?
In the fairway, Peter Stalbo in the striped shirt from South Alabama. In the middle, that's Aaron Guanlau in the orange from UTA on the right side. Stalbo 1 over par for the day. 2 birdies, 3 bogeys through 15 holes. And you see our last group on the tee, waiting for their comrades to hit right in front of them. As Stalbo, the junior from Lesre, Denmark. 2 birdies, 3 bogeys, as we said. And his second shot on its way to the green here at 18. He's going to catch the collar at the back edge of the green. Pin location is a back right here today, so not that far off, and he's got a good opportunity to up and down for a closing par as Aaron Guanlau of UTA. Aaron's 1 under through 15 holes today, 4 birdies, 1 bogey. He also double bogeyed the 9th, and it'll be interesting for us to go back and look at see how the 9th hole played today. Toughest hole in the golf course by far yesterday, and probably on the way to doing it again today. This will be Guanlau's second shot here at the 18th. Looks like he's starting it over to the right. Going to catch the right front portion of the green. Might trickle off into the fringe, but still a good up and down location for Guanlau there for his second shot, as you see his teammate Paul Gonzalez on the 18 tee. And this is Thad O'Beckney of Coastal Carolina. His shot pulling it over toward the right, but still handy to the flag on the fringe. So everybody's pretty handy here at the 18th in this next to last group. Number 2 players for these teams, and you see them all either on the green or just off the fringe, the 2 seniors and the junior. O'Beckney's even par for the day through 15 holes. He's got 2 birdies and 2 bogeys on his card through the first 15 holes. And this will be Paul Gonzalez who will have the honors here at 18. Gonzalez 3 over for the day. 4 birdies, 5 bogeys, and he also double bogeyed, and guess where he did that? Yep, you're right. He did it at the 9th hole. 9th hole might play another full stroke over par today, and I didn't think that would happen with the conditions being better, but it's going to be close. Gonzalez with his tee shot here at the 18th. Luis Ruiz of the Chanticleers playing in the number 1 spot for Coastal Carolina today. 2 over par for the day. He's got 1 birdie, 3 bogeys through his first 15 holes. '18 can be a fun driving hole when you're hitting your driver well, because you can cut off a lot of distance on this big dog leg to the right that's water guarded all up and down the right side. And water comes back into play near the green on the left. Get a chance to see 18. You see the lot of water on both sides, on the right side off the tee, on the left side as you approach the green. Players try to cut off as much as they can. That tree that's there just in the middle of your screen right now, that's probably a pretty good aiming point. Either go left or go right. Most people will go left. The daring will go right out of this group. Yannick Schutz of South Alabama. His tee ball on the 18th. Schutz 2 over par for the day. 2 birdies, 4 bogeys on his card. As our final group will head down the 18th fairway. And our penultimate group is next to the 18th green, and Thad O'Beckney of Coastal Carolina getting a little coaching here as he gets set for his third shot. Even par for the day through 15, 2 birdies, 2 bogeys. It'll be Aaron Guanlau, though, from UTA to hit his putt first from off the front edge and rolls it up just past, and now it's going to go about 4 or 5 feet past. He'll have to come back and save par with that one. Guanlau 1 under par for the day, even par for the tournament, currently tied for 7th in the individual chase. We're going to wait for Morgan Dineen's card to be posted. Want to check and see how he did on that 16 and 17, just to see when he gets an official score up, because it is going to be a good one. We think he's got a 64 working, depending on how he did at 16 and 17. Guanlau going to pick up and look at that par putt, as now it'll be O'Beckney's turn from off the green on the right. He'll putt it through the fringe. Coastal Carolina, thanks to some of these scores, has opened up its team lead, as on the back of the green it'll actually be Peter Stalbo will be first to putt off the back edge. Good speed, good distance, just slid it by the right side. So Stalbo with a kick-in par here at the 18th. And he will finish up at unofficially 1 under for the day. And now it'll be O'Beckney's turn. And thanks to the round of Morgan Dineen and some other solid rounds, Coastal Carolina right now unofficially with a 16-stroke lead after they entered the day, only up by 1. And O'Beckney's third shot is going to roll up handy, and he'll also have a kick in here for par at the 18th. And he'll go ahead and tap that in for what we think is unofficially an even par 71 round today, to go with his 72 yesterday. Aaron Guanlau of UT Arlington also had a 72 yesterday and is working on a 1 under 70 today through 15 holes with 4 birdies and 1 bogey and 1 double bogey. Senior from Hazlet, Texas, has had 2 top 10 finishes in the Sun Belt Championships. Those came in his freshman and sophomore years, and rolls in very calm birdie putt to finish off his round today. And we think finishing off unofficially with a 1 under 70 score. So our next to last group has cleared the green, and our final group on number 18, they're in the fairway already. Luis Ruiz of Coastal Carolina, 2 over for the day. Yannick Schutz of South Alabama, he is 2 over for the day. And Paul Gonzalez of UTA, he is 3 over for the day. So these guys trying to come in with as good a team score as they possibly can to help their team numbers right now. And this is Yannick Schutz of South Alabama in the middle of the fairway here at 18. 71.90 stroke average, second best in the conference, and he finds the putting surface here at 18, so he'll have a birdie run at it. On the right side of the fairway, Luis Ruiz, junior from Mexico for Coastal Carolina. Came in with a 72.87 stroke average. Shot from the side of the fairway here at 18 as Ruiz gets set for his second shot. Tied for the individual title last year. Was in a four-man playoff for that title. Ended up officially tying for second. His second shot's going to fly deep and it's going to catch the water. Luis Ruiz is over the green here at 18. And I don't know if he knows it yet. Well, yep, he knows it as he hits the club on the ground. So he'll have to drop, and he'll be hitting his fourth shot from somewhere back in the drop area behind the green. Paul Gonzalez of UTA. Freshman from Waxahachie, Texas, came in with a scoring average 74.14. That was fourth best on the UTA squad, but he's played very well here in this tournament. Opened up with a 1 over 72. Unofficially 3 over in today's round, although today's round includes 4 birdies. Double bogeyed at, of course, the 9th hole. Gonzalez's second shot on the way here at 18. He's going to find the front edge of the green. So we've got 2 putters here on 18, and Luis Ruiz is going to have to drop and chip up for his fourth shot on the par 4. While these players make their way to the green, we'll remind you one more time that action will continue tomorrow morning in the third and final round of stroke play in the Sun Belt Conference Championships. We'll get underway at 7:30 a.m. with action on, again, both the numbers 1 and 10 tees. And we'll again have all day long action in the stroke play part of it. And at the conclusion of tomorrow's round, we will, number 1, determine the individual winners. And then number 2, we will determine the 4 teams that will advance to the match play portion. Match play portion is set for Wednesday, semifinals in the morning and the championship finals in the afternoon. Those times still to be determined. Probably start once again at 7:30 for the semifinal rounds that will match the numbers 1 and 4 teams, and then they will match up with each other, and also the numbers 2 and 3 teams will match up with each other, and those pairings will be determined following tomorrow's final round of stroke play. And again, you can see all of the action on with us on Facebook and YouTube once again tomorrow. And you can also get the updated scoring, live scoring, and then as soon as possible we'll have the official scoring that will come about 15 or 20 minutes after the conclusion of play, and that's on golfstat.com, and there's also a link on the Sun Belt Conference website. As you see, Luis Ruiz, he's trying to determine first where the ball entered the hazard. It did hit in the ground and did kick into the water, so wherever the line is that it went over the hazard, he'll take the 2 club links from there, and he'll go back the other way with the pin back here on the right. And that's where his drop will take place, and he will drop it, and then naturally with that embankment, the ball will roll back in the water. That's why the other guy's there to catch it as it goes back. And after it happens twice, then he will be able to place it right where the ball hit the turf, and that's where he will be hitting his fourth shot. So that's your mini golf lesson on the rules here. And Ruiz will be hitting his fourth. The other 2 players will have birdie putts. Ruiz's shot hit just came out hot for the second. It hit on that embankment, and no question it was going in the water coming at that kind of speed. So he's going to take his time and look this one over. This is our final group here on the 18th. So as soon as this group finishes, we'll be ending our live coverage for the day, but you can again go back and get highlights and official numbers from the day. That's all available on the Sunbelt site and also with the statistics at golfstat.com. Ruiz was 2 over after 15 holes today. Played solidly, had 1 birdie, 3 bogeys. Birdied at the par 4 13th. Trying to save bogey here as this one's going to slide by about 4 to 5 feet. And that will be for bogey coming back for Luis. Paul Gonzalez of UTA and Yannick Schutz of South Alabama. They both have long birdie putts. We'll have to wait and see who will be putting first here. Schutz has his ball on the ground, so I assume that he's going to be first up. Or maybe not, as Gonzalez also has a ball down, so looks like he's going to come up and he'll be the first here. Gonzalez up and down round. He's got 4 birdies, 5 bogeys, and 1 double bogey. Currently 3 over for today and 4 over for the tournament. And that was through 15 holes. Don't know for sure how he did on 16 and 17. Birdie putt on the way. Good speed, but just off to the left of the cup, and he'll have about 18 inches to tap in for a closing par. And now it'll be, well, they're going to go ahead and he will go ahead and finish out Gonzalez to get out of the way of Schutz. So Gonzalez with his par, and now it'll be Yannick Schutz. 2 over for the day, 2 birdies to go with 4 bogeys. He's even par on the backside through 15. And his long birdie putt, this one's probably saw the other one break, and so he was anticipating a lot more break to the left, and it just stayed out to the right. So he'll also have about 18 inches left to go for his final par, and he will tap in before Luis Ruiz has his run at a bogey. It's a closing par for Yannick Schutz, and unofficially a round of 73, matching his 73 from yesterday. And now Luis Ruiz, this will be for bogey after he hit over the green on his second shot and found the water. Ran his approach this far past. He's got probably about 6 feet for bogey here. Ruiz, 1 birdie, 3 bogeys on the day, and rolling this putt in for a nice bogey save out of the water here at 18, so he'll be happy with that. And we can also now tell you, well, we still don't have an unofficial score. And we've just got word that Deneen's unofficial card is now official. He also added a birdie at 17. So count them up, 11 birdies on Morgan Deneen's card on the way to a 63 today to go with his 73 yesterday. And you got to also remember that that 63 included a double bogey at the 9th hole. So you throw that one out, and you're looking at something spectacular. not that the 63 is not pretty spectacular, is Morgan Deneen of Coastal Carolina with easily the best individual round of the tournament so far. And best I can remember, and we'll go back and check it, but that's the best individual round for at least the last 3 years in conference tournament play. So Morgan Deneen, 63, the highlight today of round 2 of the Sun Belt Conference Championships. He is going to be our individual leader at 5 under par going into tomorrow's third and final round. But even with that 63, he had opened with a 73. So the individual chase is still very much up for grabs. In fact, he only has a 2-shot lead going into tomorrow, as there is a tie for second with Joe Garral of UL Monroe. And he is tied with Alvaro Carroll Estrams of Texas State for second, and they are both just 2 shots back. Coastal Carolina team-wise, unofficially with a team score just about 1 over par, and they've opened up right now unofficially a 16-stroke lead as we go into tomorrow. And once again, those official final scores after 2 rounds will be available in just about 15 or 20 minutes on both golfstat.com and on the Sun Belt Conference website. That's going to close our action and close our broadcast here for the second round of the Sun Belt Men's Golf Championships. We invite you back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Central Time, for our third and final round. Big thanks once again to all the people here at the Raven for all their help with our production. Big thanks also to our camera staff who did yeoman work all day today and have been for the last 2 days. We look forward to the third day of working with them tomorrow. And again, a big pat on the back to Travis Llewellyn, our director and producer here in Sun Belt Conference Central here in New Orleans. For all of those guys, I'm Dan McDonald. Thanks for watching along today. You've been watching second round action in the 2018 Sun Belt Conference Men's Golf Championships.